How's it going, Internet? This is Jacob with Jacob Reviews Things, and today we're here to do a review of this BPS Knives Bushcraft hatchet. Now, this is an awesome little camping axe I've had my eye on for a while. We were selling them at my work. Um, for those of you who don't know, I worked at a knife counter selling knives. It was an awesome job. I also sold axes, swords, hatchets, war clubs, tomahawks, battle axes. What else? All kinds of cool stuff. Batons. Anyway, point is, this isn't the first one of these I've handled. This is actually the fourth one of these not axes I've handled. Um, so yeah, I've never seen one with bad quality control. I've never seen one come dull or like, yeah, that's still sharp with wood that looks bad. From all the videos I've watched on BPS Knives, it seems like everything they put out is high quality and really reasonably priced, and it's all made in Ukraine, so you get to support Ukraine, help them out, which is always good. Yeah, and the thing that's very intriguing too about this is the design of it. Like at first, when this rolled into our shop, oh man, what is this crap? What is this mall ninja gimmick nonsense? But nah, man, it's the real deal. Especially now that I own one. And it was a really easy thing to sell to people too, especially because once a lot of people, when you show them an axe this size with a Scandi ground edge that will hold its edge, I mean that's the sale right there. Um, yeah, so I'm not going to do a video here chopping wood with it or all that stuff. There's plenty other videos you can watch if that's what you're looking for. I'm just going to walk through the design real quick, tell you what I like about it, what I don't like about it. Yeah, and that'll be it. So, first off, this 1066 steel that they use, really good steel. I haven't seen any rolling, glinting, edge deformations. It's dulled. I mean, anything's going to dull over time when you're whacking it into wood, but it's the best hatchet I've ever owned so far as steel goes. Yeah, and then you've got a good. I actually don't know how many inches of blade you have there. About 3.5 inches of edge, which is really good. Pack a lot of edge in with this small handle. Yeah, and the handle is a little small, especially down here on this end where it kind of bends out. Like you can see, it doesn't fully go out. Like it's not longer than the palm of my hand, so it feels a little loose when I'm holding it, but at the same time, when I was actually using it, worked great. I had control. I didn't feel like it was going to fly out of my hands. I didn't feel like a ton of the shock or force or whatever was getting transferred into my palm, like my hand was starting to hurt or anything. Yeah, and you can grip up here and chop really well, and then you can even get all the way up here, grip it like that, and you can do finer work, which you can do really easily with this knife because it has a super sharp Scandi. Okay, my camera's not cooperating. It has a super sharp Scandi ground edge. I did clean the edge up a little before filming just because it's such a beautiful looking axe, such a cool looking thing, but I didn't sharpen it. Yeah, so blade works great. Yeah, and I mean, even though it's Scandi ground, it's still freaking thick. Yeah, love it. And then aside from the handle shape, the most interesting part of this axe to me was this kind of weird spike thing on the back. I personally, this is what made me think it was Mall Ninja when I first saw it, because I was like, oh boy, like that's just not gonna work. And yeah, seems kind of silly because if you were gonna draw like a straight line just all the way up the handle here, the spike is so far back it wouldn't even hit that. So when I saw this, I was like, how could you even use this effectively? How would, yeah, like how would that work? But it works. Um, yeah, especially when you're holding it back here, it just somehow that spike ends up exactly where you want it every single time. Um, yeah, and I I've seen a lot of videos of people using this to help them split wood. I would guess that's what it's for. It's not like a war spike or anything like that, like you'd see on like a warhammer or like a fighting tomahawk. But yeah, and I mean you could. It's definitely thick enough on the top, I think, too. Or if you wanted, you could probably just use this as a hammer, really. Um, yeah, so I mean, it just does everything you would want it to do. It's not super heavy. I can't remember how much it weighs. You can look that up yourself, I guess. I'm not a big fan of reading out stats on this channel. I think it's boring. Yeah, and the other thing too, the leather sheath, very nice, very well thought out too, because what you have here is a two-parter. You got this, which covers the blade, and then this that stays on your belt. So that is a lot of knife sheaths. You have to like take the entire thing, or not knife sheaths, axe sheath. A lot of them, you have to take it off your belt, and then you have to take all this off, and then if you want to put it back, you got to put it back on, and yada yada. But with this, you just slip it out of that. That stays on your belt. Take this off, put it in your pocket or backpack, whatever. You're ready to chop, ready to split some kindling, make some firewood, do all kinds of stuff. Yeah, and it's not like a super burry edge either, but this feels like a 90-degree edge up here, so I bet you could use it for a ferro rod and just... Yeah, I mean, this axe is very smart. Yeah, let me... And just really, really good looking. Like, this would just look cool hanging on a wall somewhere. Here, let me put the sheath on. Yeah, like, look at that. Not bad. Not bad at all. So, in conclusion, really good price. I got this for $50 on Amazon. At my work, we were selling them for $65, but we're also a family-owned business, and we had to make money. So, yeah, it seems like they're in between $50 and $70. I can't think of a... I mean, I'm sure there's other hatchets out there that are great. I'm not a hatchet expert, but good use of your money, especially if you need a bushcraft hatchet, something lightweight. Yeah, I mean, this isn't a splitter. You're not going to chop trees down with this. You're not going to be splitting big logs with it. I mean, you could, but it's just not going to be easy. Anyway, thanks for watching my little geeky rant here. Have a good one, everybody. Peace out. Yeah, and support Ukraine.